Do you like MMA? Of course you do. Do you want to go and see it live this month, July 22nd, at the O2 Arena in London? I should hope so. Well, I am giving away tickets for the big event that might just rhyme with Hugh Jeffrey. Can't give it all away. And I'm going to tell you more this Thursday night on my live stream. I am playing poker. You lot are all invited to play from 7 o'clock. It's the free roll with GG Poker. That means no money to play, and $1,000 tournament dollars are up for grabs, as well as $100 if you can knock me out. And don't forget, the top 100 players will win a chance to play for £3 million in the WSOP London Super Circuit event. So sign up now for free. Simply click the link in the description below, download and install the app on your computer or your phone, create your account, go to tournament, search True Geordie and click register. And the great thing about GG is they will match your first deposit up to $600. So tune in for this Thursday's stream and you will find out exactly how you and a few others can get your hands on these tickets for the MMA event. It's in July, you get me? Can't say the name. But for now, enjoy the video. If you've got to convince everyone that the fight you're having is a really hard, really good fight, probably talking shit. You know, certain things just sell themselves. Good fights, drugs, fast food, things that aren't good for you, but that we all... you know. So Frank Warren is on the trail trying to convince everyone who listened to him that Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury is a great fight, even though one of them has been boxing since he was fucking 6 and the other one has never had a boxing match.
It's two guys who are the best in their relative sports. That's what they are. One is who's the champion of UFC.
You nearly said unbeaten. Is he unbeaten? Can't remember. Well done there, Frank. Stumbling over your words. It's the first thing that you had to sell.
He's in the Guinness Book of Records as the hardest ever puncher.
Guinness Book of Records. Probably a fucking record of how many eggs you can swallow in a minute as well. Should we get them against Tyson Fury next? I wouldn't fucking put it past you.
And let me tell you why did we make the fight? Because we tried to make the fight with Usyk. We tried to make it with Joshua, and neither of them wanted to know.
Let's just say he's telling the truth, which we all know he isn't. That Usyk didn't want the fight with Fury, even though he accepted 70-30, even he accepted the Saudi Arabian offer, and Tyson Fury consistently fucked around until that fight wasn't possible because Usyk would have to take his mandatory. But let's just say he's telling the truth. You mean to tell me that there wasn't a better challenge out there for Tyson Fury than a guy who's never boxed in his life? Stop lying to us, you absolute imbecile. I'm sick of these motherfuckers insulting my intelligence, you know. Francis Ngannou is a great fighter. He is not a boxer, and we've seen how this plays out before. Jake Paul was getting slated for fucking fighting. Oh, well, fight a real boxer then. Mate, Jake Paul's been boxing 2 minutes, and he went in there and fought UFC champions in Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, one of the greatest of all time. People still shot on it. Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the world. And some people out there are giving him a pass for this. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Floyd Mayweather did it. Floyd Mayweather did it at 49-0 when he'd cleared everyone out in his path at the end of his career. He didn't stop the middle of the fucking title defenses when it was the most important period of his career and go, stop that a second, I just need to give a guy a title shot who's never had a fucking boxing match before. Oh, it turns out it's not even a title shot. It's literally just an exhibition. What a load of shit. You know, going back to the interview I had with Tyson Fury and the shit I got from his fans. By the way, not only was I right, I was actually way more right than I realised. Doesn't give a monkeys about anything other than money. That's it. And it's at your expense because the great fights that you as fans deserve aren't getting made because he thinks these mugs are so stupid they'll watch us fight someone who's never had a boxing match before. Wake up, you plonkers.
Frank, was there nobody else out there? Because again...
Well, tell me, who else is out there?
You're the boxing promoter! You don't know the rankings, mate. Honestly, I'm off it. Yeah, like...
And the other thing is, this whole division was stagnant.
Why is it stagnated? It's because of your prick of a fighter doesn't fucking take the fights he should be taking, you lying piece of shit. Honestly, I'm absolutely done, yeah, like...
Because everybody was waiting for a big show in December, which we were told a couple of weeks ago will now be pushed back to the first quarter of 2024. So what are we going to do? Sit around waiting?
This is what you do. You divert. Whenever you can't have the argument, which is, could you not afford someone better? He's now changed the argument to, well, it was fight or don't fight. Fight Ngannou or fight no one. That's not the fucking question here. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are both supposed to be meeting up later in the year, and yet they have both found solid opponents in the meantime in Andy Ruiz and Dillian White to keep them ticking over. You have purposefully went for a guy who's never had a boxing match before. It's different. There's so many fighters at the top of that heavyweight rankings who could have fucking taken this fight. But again, you're mugging the fans off. And it's another one of those, oh, well, we're just doing this until we're ready for Usyk. So what you said after Chisora, man. Bullshit.
They said that nothing could be done in Saudi. Well, something is being done in Saudi, and this is the fight that's being made. And and we're doing the deal with a different group of people in Saudi.
Because you rejected the group of people who were trying to put the Usyk fight on. Funny how Tyson Fury's negotiation tactics are so different depending on who he's fighting. Let me just break this down for you for a second. So against Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, it was constant negotiations online in front of the public, which notoriously make it harder to do the deal. He was changing the percentages. He was stalling. He was telling them he wanted more of the pie. He was then putting deadlines on them. It was an absolute nightmare. Against Francis Ngannou, not one problem. Absolute silence. No insults, no deadlines, no negotiating a different percentage, no nothing. Made easily. Same with Chisora, ironically. Why do you think that is? So you've got two fighters who are going to be obviously way harder, terrible time negotiating, everything a mess publicly. Two fighters who are guaranteed easy fights for Tyson Fury, not a problem. Mad, that, isn't it? Isn't that funny? I believe that this was the plan all along, by the way. Whenever Usyk was mentioned, you remember people like Fury and Big John saying Francis Ngannou's actually the harder fight, bigger man, all of that rubbish. They never intended on fighting Usyk because they're boxing men. They know what they're looking at. They know they're looking at the worst stylistic matchup for Tyson Fury. A man with better footwork than him, with better ring IQ, and also throws double the punches in that ring. He's going to rack so many rounds up with Fury, it's knockout or lose. They don't want it. They never did. This was the delay tactic all along so that Usyk would be roped into his mandatory and then they were free to take a deal with Ngannou. And the funny thing is if this was a no-rules fight, just in the street, Ngannou would do whatever he wanted with Tyson Fury. Pick him up, slam him into the ground, and beat the fucking shit out of him within a few minutes. That's all it would take. It wouldn't even be competitive.
So there's a market created. It's a massive game changer as far as the sport's concerned.
Game changer! Right, Floyd Mayweather did this years ago when he was past it and still bullied Conor McGregor, right? Let's be real. Even Jake Paul has shown dedicated himself for a short amount of time at boxing as a YouTuber can overcome an MMA fighter. In fact, he's done it 3 times. This is like me now rocking up and going, got this idea. Put a picture of yourself, make a profile, invite your family and friends to talk to you. I'm going to call it Facebook. I think it's going to take off. It's just going to be a complete game changer for social media. Game changer. You absolute tit.
And more importantly, Tyson is busy. You know, he's not fighting. He's not, you know.
Frank keeps almost dropping and selling it. He's not fighting a guy who's never had a fight before. Oh, fuck. I can't say that, can I?
You look at the fight they've announced yesterday for Joshua against Dillian White. We all see Dillian White and Tyson last year. It weren't even a race. Tyson done an absolute job.
There's a difference. Anthony Joshua is not a title-holding world heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury is. And yet in this fight, it is so mismatched and it is not actually being recognized as a professional fight because the title isn't even on the line. And your responsibility as the heavyweight champ is to defend that belt. AJ doesn't have that responsibility anymore. What a bullshitter, man. We're actually at a point, right, where Tyson Fury's just regressing. It's so funny because Jake Paul's like, okay, I'm going to start with YouTubers, then I'll go to MMA guys, then I'll fight boxers, right? Natural progression. Fury's going in reverse. Fury's like, I've had enough of boxers, I'll do an MMA fighter. At this point, we might see me versus Fury on Misfits. I wouldn't put it past him. If the money was there, he'd fucking take it, I guarantee. And to be honest, so would I, because I do most things for cash. Look, in regards to Francis Ngannou, right? Big payday. I'm over the moon for him. He deserves it. No one deserves it more than him. His life story. I mean, I interviewed the guy and it was heartbreaking to hear what this guy's been through. And this is a movie right now. What he is doing in his life is a movie. And that side of it, I'm happy for him. And I want to make as much money as humanly possible. And if there's anyone who can knock this geezer out, I want it to be him, right? But it's not going to happen. We've seen this a million times. And Tyson Fury isn't just some geezer taking on... It's not even like Mayweather McGregor, this. Tyson Fury right now is in his prime. He won't be touched. Not enough. And Francis Ngannou, I'll be honest, he's a very powerful guy. And if he connects, he can knock any man out alive. I've never met a scarier individual. But there's better strikers than him in MMA. Cyril Gane actually found it quite comfortable against him on the feet. And that's, a kickboxer, let alone just boxing. Tyson Fury, world champion. It's just not even fair. And this is why we prove that boxing is not a sport. Boxing is simply a business disguised as a sport. You find out who the best is all the time, constantly. Every year in the Premier League, every team plays each other. We get the Champions League. We get guaranteed answers to the questions. In every other sport, whether it be golf, tennis, all of them, you get answers. Boxing is the only sport where you don't get the answer. There could be years on end where you've got an underdog who's just avoided, and you never find out. If boxing wants to be taken seriously as a sport, the world champion should be fighting 3 times a year, defending that belt, proving on a consistent basis, I'm the best in the world. Not picking and choosing and avoiding this guy. It shouldn't even be up for debate, man. That's what a shit show this sport really is. And there is no bigger culprit in the history of boxing, of lying and avoiding and doing all these things than Tyson Fury. Think about this. Tyson Fury, the greatest fighter of all time, he'll tell you. He's had 6 title fights. Ever. 3 defenses. In terms of boxing history, that's pathetic. If you want to talk about Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, the greats, it's pathetic. It's not even close. It's not even in the same conversation as those people. Now, it's still a great achievement in reality, but if you want to talk about yourself amongst the greats, you're not even in the same street as them, mate. Even Anthony Joshua has been in 12 title fights, defended 7 times, unified once. You can't even say for a fact you're the best fighter of this generation, especially when you won't fight Usyk. This guy's a joker. So look, from now on, let's treat Tyson Fury for what he is, a money man. To be honest, the only way you could probably force Fury to actually start taking those kind of fights is to illegally stream all of these shit fights, not put your hand in your pocket, and not reward this behavior. I'm not saying you should do that. That's your decision. Do you know, I would never illegally stream a fight. However, if you do want to start a Twitter movement called Boycott Fury and vote with your fucking wallets, you do that. I might retweet it. Whatever. I'll see you later. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you later. See you.